Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Ascending Gamers podcast, where two cringe lords try to teach you guys about the evolution of games. And my name is Jack, your host, and we have Stuart here as your co-host for tonight's podcast. Let's begin the podcast. Hello, everybody. Hello. How is everyone's day? Should be good, right? I mean, it's the third episode for us, and I hope you guys are doing well this Christmas month on December, which is coming in around 3 more days, depending on where you are. So, wish you guys all a happy Christmas, Merry Christmas. Happy Christmas works too. And how is Stuart? How are you doing?
I'm doing fine this week.
This week doing pretty fine. Still the same mundane task every day, right? Anything special happen to you?
Nothing.
Alright, yeah. Kaching just stood up. Okay. So, for me, there's nothing much happening as well. I've been doing my gaming. I've been doing some research. I've been checking out some... Markiplier is updating the... What do you call it? No. He's starting to play Five Nights at Freddy's, but not actually Five Nights at Freddy's. Security Breach, yes. And he's currently in the 5th episode, so any one of you... Fnaf fans who enjoy watching Markiplier play the game, the king of Fnaf, you guys can check out his video. I probably won't be able to link because I'll link. Yes, he's starting, and I really enjoy the game, and it was insane. Like the way they improve from just jump scares from the start of the franchise Fnaf, like. They started off as a creepy game meant to jump scare you every single time you fail a task. And they evolved slowly, but it was a very slow evolution of Fnaf. They still did the same creepy jump scare thing, but it became a little bit too repetitive. And slowly they start branching off. They start doing novels, light novel. Could be light. I think it's a light novel. I'm not sure, but those are pretty good read. Also, although I've never read any of them, but I have watched summary videos from MatPat, GT, Game Theory, and they cover most of the books that have some content, some lore in them, and it's pretty good. Like games like that really should skyrocket if they know what they're doing. And Security Breach really evolved a lot, and they are doing very... it's just amazing. I don't know what to say. It's just a great game. Have you seen it, Stuart?
Think what Markiplier video?
No. Do you know about the Security Breach? Like
No,
the
I have no idea of this.
It's okay. It's relatively
I
new.
I only knew it from your sharing.
Okay.
Pretty new thing for me. Like I don't know about this. Like through this podcast, like you share it, only I know.
Yeah. So yeah, it just released like a couple weeks ago, maybe. I'm not sure, but it's been the 5th episode since I've watched Markiplier. I could be playing the game, but it's 80 gigabytes, and yeah, it's a big game. I can't download it because my Wi-Fi is not that fast. But yeah, it's interesting to watch other people play because you get to go through their thought processes and watch how they think and how they play the game, and you also immerse yourself if you like the content creator who is making the videos and playing the game, doing the playthrough. And overall, since he's probably in the middle of the game of the story, like in the middle, not through yet, but I can say I like where Security Breach is going towards. It's very seeming. There are some bugs, but it's not a, what do you call it? There are some minor bugs, yeah. But the story, I'm kind of interested to how they're going to present new animatronics, new lore that we don't know about, and maybe have a closure, because it's the Fnaf series has been going quite long, and if there is closure on this game, probably the finale, I guess. Hopefully the finale, because it's, yeah, the Fnaf series is kind of starting to be repetitive again, but the game is different. It feels different, it looks different. It has completely new objectives that make you more engaged to do more things in it. And I kind of like it. But yeah, Stuart, since you don't know about this, well, now you know. But okay, we're going to talk about game evolution, right? So since, Stuart, you are more of a multiplayer online kind of person, you don't really play single-player games. So what kind of games do you play?
Starting when I was 16 years old, when I go into cyber cafe, starting to play multiplayer games, I left for that. And if you are a Southeast Asian children, you will play like Black Shot maybe from Garena.
Oh my goodness, those were the
Yeah.
days. Yeah, those were the days. Black Shot.
Black Shot. Then until the time when I was 15 years old, I think I started to go to cyber cafe when I'm 15 years old. Yeah, that time when I go to cyber cafe with Jack, then he introduced me to play Team Fortress 2, which I like the game too, because I like those gore, 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 those
Yeah.
kind of things. Like when they die, their body really split apart.
It's very dynamic.
So I get interested. Yeah, I get interested to the game because of that. And so quite fun. You can do rocket jumps, and you have medic can overcharge you. And also for their trailer of the game, like meet the medic, which is the most outstanding for me, in my opinion.
You mean the animated shorts?
Yes, meet the medic.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
they do amazing source filmmakers. What do you call it? Animations. And yeah, it's one of the first few games that I invest a lot in during my adolescence, and I really enjoy the dynamic atmosphere in the game. Like, you can do a lot of different things as different characters with different tasks, or more like different roles. Like, a certain class has a different role in how they engage enemies. And that was really the starting point of me learning about multiplayer games, because I started off playing Blackshot as well, but I didn't care much about the multiplayer aspect. I didn't care about should I push this? Should I take the flag in Blackshot? I don't know what I was doing at the time, and I was more interested in skins.
I was like 13 years old.
Yeah, those times, yeah, we were just having fun. But during that time, I think Counter-Strike is more popular shooter than Blackshot, but in Southeast Asia, Blackshot is kind of popular here. I think I'm not sure, but CS:GO, Counter-Strike is much more popular in Western countries. I can assume, and
in the world, I guess.
Yeah,
no, in the world.
In the world, yeah. And I didn't have an opportunity to play Counter-Strike Global Offensive because I didn't know about it, even though it's part of Source, part of the company that Valve. Yeah, Valve. Even though it's part of Valve, I probably didn't get interested in CS:GO because of Team Fortress 2. It's just too dynamic. I loved it. It was amazing. You have a lot of cool things to do in Team Fortress 2 than CS:GO, and I think those games really start to build towards the empire of gaming industries now, I think, because
multiplayer aspects.
Yeah, those FPS, those games,
first person shooting.
Yeah, CS:GO, Team Fortress 2, There are some other games that I don't mention because I don't know about, but they kind of help build the industry, I think. I can't be sure. It's all in my opinion. So, guys, take it with a grain of salt. I'm just talking. I don't know much. In my opinion, this is what I see. So, I think they built the FPS industry for FPS games. And the other thing is MOBAs, right? MOBAs kind of started off from World of Warcraft. Warcraft. The Warcraft series. They started off from that and made it into a mod. And then they built from there. League of Legends, Dota 2. Started off from Warcraft, and then Warcraft improved into World of Warcraft and MMORPG. And I played that game too, and it was amazing because of Blizzard, right? I joined Overwatch at late 2016. If I remember correctly, I was hardcore Overwatch fan ever since I watched the first animated series, animated shorts, the dragons, right? You know, Hanzo and Genji, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that really hooked me into the game. Like, I was so interested in what is going on. Like, there's a cyborg ninja that can summon a dragon out of his blade. There's a half-naked guy with a bow that can shoot out a blue-ass spirit dragon. Like,
oh my god.
whoa. I think it's because his tattoos that summon the dragon. Like, he has tattoos on the right arm, right? The dragon tattoos. Yeah. And I think the reason why he doesn't cover that part of his arm is because the tattoos summon the dragon, I guess. So when you reanalyze the cinematic, that video, those spirit dragons came out of his tattoos, and then infused themselves into the arrow, and then he shoot the arrow becomes the dragon. Yeah. So yeah. It was glorious, my guy. It was glorious.
Like talk about like computer games, like what games do I play before this? Like, you know, I think you have a PlayStation or PlayStation Portable, which is PSP.
Yes.
Like,
I have used that before. Yeah.
Yeah, we play. I think most of us play God of War, GTA. Grand Theft Auto, yeah. Vice City Stories, Grand Theft Auto, Liberty Cities Story.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. This is like the game I used to play.
Those were the days. Yeah.
Those were the days. But those are still multiplayer games, but not many people have their own PSP, and you don't have much friends who have PSP also. We come drive car to friends' house like, hey, let's play GTA together, multiplayer. Come on.
Oh wait, multiplayer? You mean the GTA series for PSPs, like Vice Cities, Liberty?
Yes,
City?
You can play multiplayer. You can play multiplayer like you kill your friend kill you, like a mini game.
Oh my goodness, I did not try that out. I probably didn't have friends that have.
I think you
PSP.
try. You share before.
I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I do remember playing those games. Yeah, those were amazing games.
About God of War, still until now, it's good.
Evolved. They evolved. Play. God of War evolved.
Evolving.
And it's starting to be much more picture perfect, kind of like a movie when you play the newest establishment of God of War. It's like amazing.
I feel like those games are like watching movie, like Metal Gear Solid, God of War. Do we have already the guy who delivering things from that game, Death Stranding?
Oh, that one I'm not sure. I do remember Dinner Dash, where you serve. You cook food and then you serve the customers. About Dinner Dash. Yeah, I mean in PSP, I have played that in PSP. I got it in a store when I wanted new games. I called my mom, like, Mom, I want to go get some more games for my PSP. And then she's like, okay. So I went there, and the guy just dropped an entire book full of game titles. Yeah, and then I had to just choose. So I chose a couple games, and he's like, okay. And he just downloaded it into my PSP, and then here you go. I went back home. Oh my god. The excitement looking at new games, those new game
downloaded
pictures.
Games,
those pictures inside my PSP meant a lot. Just looking at those new pictures, like, oh my god, there's a new game in my PSP. Let's go. But still, those are amazing games. Still, it really shaped a bit of how arcade game works. Like in the past, arcade games are just shooting or trying to get an objective done to get points so you can get into a leaderboard and stuff like that. And Dinner Dash is also kind of like that. You get points for doing your service perfectly, and then you get high scores and stuff like that. And there are levels, like right games. Usually, these kind of games have levels to progress, so you can feel like, oh, I've accomplished something, right? And right now, it evolved to something online, right? When we play online games, it's much more entertaining because we fight random people that we don't know. And it evolved to this kind of scenario where you have people just mindlessly shooting online people and they don't really have an objective, right? But when they introduce ranked for everything, every online game, that's where people are hooked because they have that progression, just like Dinner Dash. You have progression, you have levels to go towards, to aim for. Oh, I'm gonna go to the next level in Dinner Dash, and I need to have this upgrade. And in online games, you don't have upgrades or something. Some games have. You have upgrades. Maybe in Warframe. I've never played Warframe, but I think
Farming game.
yeah, it's kind of like a farming game. Those are progressions for online RPG games, and it evolved from levels to armor, gear, and stuff like that. Because online game, you can't get where there are levels in Destiny. It's not really like levels. It's more of like story progression, right? And in MMORPGs like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, your progression is your level, literally, and you get to interact with people online. It's the same thing. Nowadays, we have progression in weird ways in games, right? For example, Battle Royale games. What do you know much about Battle Royale?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Just it's like a bunch of people just drop down in an area, trying to survive until the very end.
Last man standing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see the progression in these games, Battle Royale games, is everyone starts off in equal footing, right? Everyone has no gear, everyone has no weapons, everyone does not have an advantage over each other, right? And when they release people off into the zone, the battlegrounds, they release everybody. Everybody has their own progression to grow. They have to get their own weapons if they need, what kind of weapons they need. They need to get their own gear. They need to gear themselves up. And then starts the battle, where if you're geared up, you progress more than other people. You have cool weapons that are very strong in Fortnite, Apex, or PUBG, those big titles, right? You start killing people, right? You kill people, and your progression starts to change from gear to kills and surviving every circle, right?
You're like trying when drop down to the location, you try to find like a weapon first. If not, then you go for kill rather than for the weapons, because sometimes maybe the person is not having the weapon yet. You will kill him first instead of getting a weapon first.
Yeah,
like,
that's how progression has evolved from normal levels, upgrades, and stuff like that. Offline, basically offline, yeah, those kind of simple games, right? They evolve to online games like these Battle Royale games. You start to see people evolve from levels to weapons, and then kills, and then survivability. If you can survive 100 people who dropped in on a PUBG map. And those are kind of the progression of how we online games nowadays. So games started to games like Dota started to arise from mods of Warcraft, and then they start to expand and improve on everything, and they start to go have their own independence, right? And then Valve bought the Dota, and they upgraded to, and they updated it to Dota 2. Same with League of Legends, but I don't know how. It must have been the same way as how Dota has evolved from a Warcraft game. And yeah, a MOBA game came out of a normal story progression kind of game where you actually go buy CDs in the store, right? CD games for Warcraft. You plug it and you put it into your PC. The compact disc. You put it into your PC. You hear the whirring sound, and then they read the disc. Then you pull out. Then the game starts to pop out, and then you play the game. Right nowadays, you just download games instead of buying a compact disc, and you just download it online after a payment or something. And that's how games evolve, I guess. And other than Warcraft, other than MOBA games, I think that's how MOBA has evolved. And FPS. When we talk about FPS, like, we have normal shooting games where you are a soldier, you just shoot people in the head. You throw a flashbang, you throw a grenade to stop people from pushing that corner.
Shooting game,
right?
Call of Duty.
Oh, Call of
Duty.
Is it kind of a story-based kind of game? FPS, a story-based kind of FPS, right?
Yeah, story-based kind of single-player shooting game.
And they evolve from that to multiplayer, right? They implement the multiplayer aspect to it, and then now you shoot people. You shoot real people who are behind the screen who can shoot you back instead of a mindless bot that missed their shots, right? Now people can shoot you, right? And that's how games have evolved now. They implement the multiplayer aspect to it. Now you can shoot other people, you can interact with other people. Great. FPS games built from that. Like CS:GO as well. From the original Counter-Strike's game, I think 1.6 or something, I don't know. Look how it has evolved, my guy. Look, now you have people who can hold rocket launchers and rocket jump into the air. You have a cool looking guy that can run very quickly, and he holds a baseball bat from Team Fortress 2. What? And then he uses a shotgun and he can run really quickly. Like, what? He can run quicker than other people? What? And like in Counter-Strike, right? You don't get special advantages like that. Everyone has the same gear. Everyone has the same speed of how fast they walk. They have the same model, right? And then now it evolves to something dynamic like Team Fortress 2. And there are more games out there that are also pretty dynamic. So other than Team Fortress 2, I think it updated to Overwatch. And then from Overwatch, people start to be more creative about Overwatch, right? Because Overwatch kind of ripped off from Team Fortress 2, the style and the game style and how it works, kind of ripped off from Team Fortress 2. Yeah. I remember the days. And from Overwatch, Apex Legends, they wanted to make a battle royale with abilities, and then they kind of followed the recipe from Overwatch. Like, oh, Overwatch is a 6v6 kind of game.
Yeah,
you shoot
it's
people.
Like, kind of have some action in it.
Yeah, but Apex is a battle royale game, so
battle royale,
it's different. Still. It's gonna be a different kind of game, but
it's a fast-paced battle royale.
Yeah, faster than PUBG. I think dynamic. You can say I think you can say it's more dynamic than Fortnite. You build things, but Apex is very dynamic. You have movement that you need to master. You have aim you have to master. You have different kinds of weapons you have to master. Those are progressions for individual players, right? You can't instantly learn how to use an R99 without practice.
Yes.
Right? That's progression. It's a progression for the player, not the RNG where you get weapons or upgrades. Those are that is a different kind of progression. But for personal improvement kind of progression, it's all about the learning, right? About how to use an R99, how to use a Mozambique without failing every shot, I guess. Stuff like that in
Yep.
Apex.
You have
And
to play more to understand about the gun.
yeah, that's progression for individual players. Like from a person who just play games, like level games, like normal games, you start watching people play games in a higher level. And then you start to become an audience instead of a gamer. Like you can be playing games and watching these kind of things, but it evolved from just playing games to watching games, watching live tournaments. Like, oh my god, my favorite player just hit that most amazing shot in the world. Holy moly. Clip it, chat, clip it. Stuff like that. Look at that. Now you have Twitch evolve into live streaming. Now people live stream games and people watch you play instead of playing themselves. Games have evolved. We know. Everyone who plays games know that from the beginning, we have tic-tac-toe, eraser battles, thumb wars, rock, paper, scissors. Those kind of classic games, right? Those are games that we play as a child. And when they evolve, and when we grow up, games have to keep up to the audience, right? When we grow up, we don't want to play tic-tac-toe again. Like, what? We gotta play something different. Then, if they evolve to mobile games, I guess because we have access to phones now.
Like, for Southeast Asia, I probably think mobile games is more. No, man. I mean, I think mobile games is more.
It's more accessible. Yeah, not everyone has a PC.
Yeah, not everyone has a PC. It's more accessible and it's more success in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, because everyone has an access to phones, a mobile phone. Not everyone has PC. They can download any game
look
they
at
want.
PUBG. They know how to market their game like PUBG Mobile.
they
PUBG
evolve,
Mobile.
yeah, right? They wanna reach a wider audience, right? They wanna open
like
up to
that time
more
I do not
people.
have PC, right? I hardcore playing PUBG Mobile.
In the phone, you see? Accessible.
Yes.
So you have
Then we play like Clash of Clans. Like, hey Leo, hey, I gotta ask Jack, oh come donate the dragons to me now.
Okay. I'll donate. Oh, we have clan wars now? Oh yes, we have clan wars. So let's go. We gotta go online now, dude. We're literally at school. Our clan leader is also in our school, so he's like, hey guys, you prepare ready or not? You have your troops ready in the clan castle ready? Yeah. Then we all sat in the canteen and they all start to plan like, hey, you need to use your dragons, huh? Don't forgo your dragons, alright? Okay. I put my dragons here. Oh, here? No, don't put here. Put there. And whoa, we have like a literal meeting in real life about games to talk about war strategies. Like, wow.
This is really good.
Instead of playing normal games like tic-tac-toe and stuff, we start planning in real life, face to face, talking about strategies. Oh, we have to do this for this base, otherwise we lose the clan war, stuff like that. Wow, games have evolved. Truly, games have evolved. I think that's time we have for this podcast, this episode. What do you think? Do you have anything to say, Stuart?
No, that's all. Like we discussed about the game for nowadays, but we could discuss more. There's more about games. We just on the tip of the iceberg. Generally speaking of gaming, there's more to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, well, that's it for tonight's episode. It's Thursday, so we're gonna upload a bit late today because we have things to manage rather than the podcast. But yeah, it happens. No worries. But still, just to do a heads up, Saturday is gonna be Christmas, so we can't do a live stream on Christmas. We have family
Yeah, family
We
to
have
company.
family to accompany. Yeah, we can't really
We
work
hope
with.
you also spend time with family too.
Yes,
For
we hope
this
everyone
day.
else spend time with their families. And yeah, so on Saturday we will not be live. We're gonna take a day off on Saturday, but next week on the Wednesday, next week Wednesday, we are going to be talking about how have interactions evolved since COVID. Like right now, we use Discord, right? Now, how do you express your emotions through a mask? It's difficult. It's difficult. You have to look at your eyes like, "Oh, my eyes look annoyed," so people can tell that I'm annoyed, but you're smiling. What? So, yeah, so this is the next topic we're going to talk about next week on our Wednesday podcast. And that's it for today's podcast. Thank you, Stuart, for being a wonderful co host. Thank you, listeners, for staying till the end. You can join our Discord on the link in the description. We upload our podcast every Wednesday and Saturday. So take care,
Thank
everybody,
you.
and game on.